Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and today we're doing our library update for January 1st, 2021. Now these are all the games that came into the library during the month of December. Super excited to share them all with you. Now before we do start, I do want to say that we got two things in for Kingdom Death Monster. The first one here is the White Sun Lion model kit that also comes with some promo White Sun Lion armor, super cool, as well as the Halloween Survivors Series 2. Now if you'd like to see these opened up on the channel or have anything curious that you'd like to see inside, maybe even build them on camera, please let me know. That'd be a cool thing, and if that's something you're interested in, it'd be fantastic to show you. But I've had some trouble actually finding pictures of these online, so been a bit hard to actually present them here, but wanted to make sure that they were included here. But let's go ahead and get started with all of these awesome new additions to the library. First off, we'll start off with upgrades, and the first upgrade is the Deluxe upgrade pack for Dune Imperium. These include miniatures as well as metal component that is going to change some of those cardboard and wooden cubes in the original game. This is going to make the game pop, and I think it's a great addition. It really makes for a more epic feeling. And that being said, some of the iconography is a little funky now because cards that summon cubes are actually miniatures, and you have to kind of get used to it, but overall I think it's a really great addition, and it really makes Dune pop. Really like this. Next was actually a gift to the library from friend of the show, Bill, and Bill gave us some compasses to upgrade our copy of Lost Ruins of Arnak. So thank you so much, Bill, for these compasses. If you want some of them for your own collection, you've got a package of 200 here. You share them with all your friends. Fantastic for 20 bucks on Amazon. So really great. Thank you so much, Bill. Awesome. Can't say thank you enough. Up next, we have some Geek Up bits. These are for Wingspan. I really like Geek Up bits and things like Quacks of Kunlenberg, all sorts of different games, and these seemed like a natural fit. Wingspan gets played quite a bit, and I think that this is a great upgrade for it. Speaking of fantastic tactile components, we also got the Geek Up bit set for Trajan. I think that if you play this fantastic game, you want to play it in the best tactile way possible, and these really help with that. All of the tiles now are in this fantastic component swab of great screen-printed plasticness. Oh, it feels so good. I love Geek Up bits, and I think that they're a great addition to the games in our library. Now, that being said, our next upgrade here is a promo card for Final Girl, and these are really cool because all of the Final Girls are compatible with all of the different scenarios. So this is actually Paula Demming from the Watch It Played YouTube channel, as well as from Things Get Dicey. So super cool to see her show up in her own promo, and she is her character that you can start off with. And her upgraded ability here allows you to roll multiple dice. Cool idea, allows you to mitigate some of the low luck if you are rolling low amounts of dice. So really cool if you're falling behind, and it works well. Played this one in a scenario. Honestly, probably not my favorite Final Girl because she's not as aggressive as I'd like, not really proactive, but one that you should definitely give a try. Up next, we have here the Catacombs Black Box Edition. This starts us with our new arrivals, things that have just arrived into the library, and this is essentially an upgrade for a more difficult Catacombs experience. It comes with a new map that's really just for fun, for show, changing things up with the terrain, but you've got all of these new monsters from all the different types that have a bit more difficult abilities. I think this is really cool for experienced Catacombs players. Super exciting. Up next, we have Trajan itself, so to pair up with the Geek Up bits, right? Super interesting Mancala-style game by Stefan Feld. Made the top 100 for a reason. Very satisfying to play, and one that I'm going to keep on coming back to. So, fantastic experience. I love getting little incremental bonuses, and it feels satisfying as you play, gathering all of these different goods and trading them in for points. Fantastic. Up next is Team Pink. This is a cooperative, team-based game where you are going to have three people, one that cannot speak and has to give directions with their hands, one that can't hear and has to interpret those directions and then communicate them to the person who can't see, who actually has to build this sculpture with the instructions from the other player. So it's a really cool system here as you are doing your best to do this within a certain amount of time. You can play where it's a competitive version, where you have two teams building at the same time, or just straight up cooperative where you're trying your best to build these complicated structures. Really well done. Team 3, exciting little party game. Up next is a little filler game called Parade, where you're going to be building this large line of these Alice in Wonderland creatures that really rewards good timing as you are trying to play your cards in a way that you're not gaining them, because whoever has the most points at the end is going to lose, and you gain points by having cards in front of you. So they go from 0 to 10, and you can collect all sorts of them. It's got this great flow, this great system, and it's a game you can pretty much teach teach anybody and get going right away. I really like the way that you're trying to win these majorities, but you're trying not to win them by too much because points are points are points, and even if you win majorities, you cancel out the numerical value, but you're still getting 1 point for each card that you're canceling out. So great system here. I really like Parade. Next game we got was Mandala. This is a 2-player only game of creating and controlling these mandala circles. It's really fascinating as you're collecting these cards and you are assigning the point values of the cards you collect, and I think that's really fascinating. You start with 2 cards that may lead your strategy, but you are having to manage these mandalas in a very interesting way. A really fascinating 2-player game, and one that I am enjoying a lot. Up next, we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. This has been a blast, a stealth-style game where it's using the V-Commandos, so V-Sabotage system, and you're running around doing your best not to tip off the guards that you're there until you're absolutely ready. You've got missions that you're going to be completing, and my favorite part are definitely the items that you get to use throughout. You get to upgrade your characters. We also have the expansion for this that we got in, so these were through the gameplay bundle, through the Kickstarter. You can get these things on Triton Noir's website, so if you are interested in trying to find these, but really neat. You have Creeds versus Crows. You can play a competitive version, Roma with new characters, and lastly, Tokyo 21, which introduces new campaign play. Super cool, and it has some modern day stuff put into it. Very, very neat. I'll let you explore that on your own. If you have anything else that you'd like to know, check out that Kickstarter page for more information. And then up next, we have the new Tapestry expansion, Arts and Architecture, which features as its main draw a new track for the game that introduces these new income cards. I think it's a very nice addition to the game. If you like Tapestry, you'll love this expansion. Feels like it should have been there properly from the beginning. Supports all the different avenues in that game. And then next we went all in on Railroad Inc. If you go to the Horrible Guild website, you can actually find all of the Railroad Inc. products. So you can get the different editions of the game. We ended up getting the Deep Blue, Blazing Red, and Shining Yellow just to make sure we had all of the different expansions available. And then they also have a collector's edition if you just want to get it all in one bit. But they also have all the expansions. We had those already. So really what we ended up getting were the additional cards here, which include new goals as well as new blueprints, which have new starting layouts, which I think is actually fantastic. I really, really like that. We also have these giant boards, which I think are really cool. They allow you to play a big game of Railroad Inc. And then a solo board, which is super nice for on-the-go play. And then you also have these large storage boxes. So it worked really well. I really like these. I think this is a great option if you really do like this game. And this is one that we've really dived into, especially with all the traveling. This has been a perfect travel game and fantastic for that roll and write genre. So great fit for the library here. Plays a whole bunch of people, especially if you get all the editions. Up next, we have Glory to Rome. We ended up getting a Cambridge edition of this game all the way from Greece. So got it through the BGG Marketplace. But after playing it a couple times, I'm convinced this is one of my favorite games period. I think it's so much fun. I love this. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I love the way that the game's flow is. You're constantly drawing cards, constantly playing cards, and you are following and making clever decisions as you play. You're growing your empire, getting special abilities, and it's just super, super satisfying. Super goofy looking, but one that you should definitely give a try. Super happy to have a copy of it in the library. Up next, we have Glass Road. Awesome, small Uwe Rosenberg game that's kind of small in weight, but big in punch. I really, really like this one as you are using these roll cards in your hand, putting them face down, and then revealing them and trying to guess what opponents' roll cards are going to be. So I really like this prediction aspect, getting to know the cards, getting to know the flow of the game, and being able to predict correctly. I like this personal board in front of you. Reminds me a lot of things like Nusfjord, where you're trying to cut down certain things to clear ways, but you also don't want to do that for certain scoring things. It's really neat because you're adapting to the buildings that are coming out, but those are also things that are being competed for. Really like this one. Glass Road. Can't wait to play more of it. Up next, we have Townsfolk Tussle, a game that I've been anticipating for a while. It boots this fantastic art style, think Cuphead. It's a boss battler mixed with a tempo, kind of like Too Many Bones, where you're going to be doing boss after boss after boss encounter, so 4 encounters in a row, and then at the very end, you got to beat that final boss that has their own special mission, and then hopefully win the game. I really like the way this works. I like the artwork a lot. I love the customization of the characters through the market phases every round, and I like the tension of trying to complete your personal goals. It feels like somebody took the gameplay of Kingdom Death Monster, combined it with the layout and system of Too Many Bones, and then threw in the goals from Gloomhaven and wrapped it all together with this fantastic artwork. So it's one that I'm excited to keep on diving into. I really like the bosses that played against so far. There's one that's been a huge ranged character, and then one that's been, my favorite one so far has been one that has dealt with money, and they're throwing coins at you, which is really neat because maybe this is a good thing. Yeah, I'll take some damage, but I can get some cash and use that for the next biphase. Oh my gosh, so cool. I really like the way this works, and it's one that I want to keep on trying. So fantastic. That is Townsfolk Tussle. And then next up, we have Super Skill Pinball ramping up this expansion for Super Skill Pinball 4K. And this one here offers 4 new tables. Now, the only one that I've played so far is Top Speed here, and it does remind me of the same feeling that I get when I play the original version. Now, not a big fan of the original version, except for that one map. I really like the customization in the Dragon map, and so I was hoping that maybe this had some more of that. So far, Top Speed offers some push your luck with some interesting decisions, but a lot of the same of ticking a bumper, writing a point, and just kind of going through the motions. And that's how I feel when I play a lot of these maps in Super Skill Pinball 4K. So I hope that the other 3 maps here are going to offer something a little bit different, but if you enjoy this game, hey, we got it all for you, so fantastic. Up next, we have the expansion for Res Arcana. This is Pearl Imperii, and my goodness, I love this game. Now, this offers some new things. First off, it increases the length of the game, making it end at 13 points, but to offset that, introduces a new resource, the Pearl, that are actually worth points, as well as a new magic item that you can use to generate pearls, and then certain cards that are actually going to require pearls to play or that may generate pearls. So there's a lot of interesting things here going on, and I love the flexibility. This diving court in particular, I like how you can spend pearls to get gold because it allows you to play into monuments more. I love things that generate gold. It just allows you to form more interesting play through monuments. So really like that. New powers, new mages, basically just more stuff. This is a great fit into the base game, and it fits well into that base box. So fantastic. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about here is the pre-order. This is Familiar Tales. Now, Familiar Tales here is the next in the Forgotten Waters series of games where you have this fantastic narration that's going to be pushing the gameplay forward, but this has, I believe, so hopefully from the impressions I'm getting, the gameplay to really back up this system, and I cannot wait. It's a deck builder where you age up with this character in this game. So you have a girl you're taking care of, and you get to see her progress as you play through the game. So don't want to get too into details on the story or the plot, but I think that this is a fantastic step in the right direction that's more gameplay-centric, but also incorporates a fantastic story as well. So I cannot wait to try this one. I hope that the app integration is the way that I really like it, where it focuses on you playing the game but having the app in the background, and I really like that in Forgotten Waters, so I hope it's just more of that here. So super excited. I really trust Plaid Hat Games here, and I hope that they do a great job here with Familiar Tales. And that's everything. Those are all the games that we got, the upgrades, all the things we pre-ordered in the month of December. Which games have we missed? Which games do you think that we should be getting into our library right now? I'd love to hear what you think, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on these games or which ones you're excited. Anything that you'd like to hear reviews for, whatever. Or if you'd like to hear more about those Kingdom Death Monster things, let me know. But thank you so much for watching SideGame Strong.